Why do I need a private membership association? Is a private membership association right for me? Why is a private membership association right for me or maybe for you? A private membership association does not need any authority or permission of any kind whatsoever from any government for its creation or in order for it to continue to exist and function. A private membership association is created by and exists upon the contract authority and power that people have reserved for themselves. A private membership association members are free to exchange any information whatsoever on any topic they choose and can speak or write about, listen to, or read any information, use or obtain any information, product, or service on any terms agreeable to any member who chooses to provide that information, product, or service within the private membership association. I'm going to pause real quick. So, brothers and sisters, there's private membership associations all around you. The Freemasons is a private membership association. The Rosicrucians is a private membership association. The local bar down the street from you that serves liquor and they also serve food, right? But they want you to sign a little thing and become a member before they serve you alcohol. That's a private membership association. So, whereas right now, if you don't have this knowledge, if you don't have this wisdom, you'll have to go through all these licenses and permits, and you have to pay all this money and beg for permission to open up a bar. And the private membership association pretty much reserves all your rights. You're not under any local, state, nor federal jurisdictions, statutes, codes, rules, regulations, etc. You go to a doctor, a regular doctor, and they're going to prescribe you so-called medications that have a lot of chemicals in them, and there's a lot of negative side effects. So you might want to go to a doctor, a holistic doctor. Well, a holistic doctor is going to be a private membership association. So let's continue to read a little bit more. So it says, PMA members are free to exchange any information whatsoever on any topic they choose and can speak or write about, listen to, or read any information, use or obtain any information, product, or service on any terms agreeable to any member who chooses to provide that information, product, or service within that private membership association. Private membership associations are under no general lawful, legal obligation to recognize any statutory title of public competency, education, or training, licensed persons or experts. Public law regulations and internal rules of administrative agencies that regulate the public do not generally reach a private membership association because they would impair, impede, obstruct, or defeat the private membership association members' ability to discuss, hear, read, or speak about, print, obtain, and use things which may be prohibited to be disclosed to or used by the public unless the private membership association commits a nefarious act, which means some form of human rights violation or evil act against another human. The private membership association agrees or generally falls outside the jurisdiction of public law, regulations, and internal rules of administrative agencies, including but not limited to the public law that created the FDA and other agencies. A private membership association, time out real quick. So, there's an Amish farm that sells raw milk, and for you to be able to sell raw milk, you have to have a private membership association and be under private contract, because the FDA, which is has jurisdiction over corporations and different types of organizations, corporate organizations that contract with the state and etc. and put themselves under such jurisdictions. But so you can't sell milk, whole milk, raw milk as a corporation. It's not allowed. So you have to have a private membership association if you want to sell something like raw milk. So it says, a private membership association is men and women collectively asserting and standing upon their secured perfect rights to assemble and associate their reserved authority, their pre-existing claim to absolute authority and control over the health of their own body, mind, and spirit and rights. A private membership association functions by the members acting as people in their real private character and capacity. No state can make a law that impairs the obligation of a contract and therefore is without jurisdiction. So, here's another example of why you might need a private membership association. Perhaps you are a beekeeper and you want to do bee removal, and you want to also do bee removal and location, where you safely relocate the bees to maybe your apiary or the wilderness because you're trying to save the bees. But you might exterminate wasps and hornets. Now, normally you would need to be licensed and insured, and you'd have to have a business license, and you'd have to be incorporated, and you'd have to go and get certified and permitted to, and all that stuff, right, to be able to do pest control is what they would be considering bee removal and relocation. But you might not even use any chemicals at all. You might just smash the hornet's nest, and you might just use a trap to catch the bees. You know, you don't use any pesticides whatsoever, so none of that extra schooling is needed. You know what I mean? And none of them permits and anything else applies to you. But if you want to do what you want to do the bee removal, then there's all them hoops to jump through, and it's nearly impossible. That's an example of a situation where a private membership association is good for you. You can make a contract with whoever you're trying to do the bee removal for. Once they become a member of your private membership association, then y'all are good to go. You're outside the jurisdiction of all local, state, federal, and international governments, agencies, organizations, associations, etc. So you could do the same thing with barber schooling. But brothers and sisters, though you can do this, I'm not suggesting or giving you any advice whatsoever and telling you to do something which you don't have the knowledge of how to do, you don't have the experience, and even the education, right? There's a difference between tax avoidance and standing upon your God-given rights, liberties, and graces, and just trying to do shady business. You know what I mean? If you are not a holistic doctor and you didn't go to school for holistic healing and herbal medicine, then you have no business opening up a private membership association and pretending to be a holistic doctor. You know what I mean? That's evil, and you can harm somebody, and that's the only way that a private membership association can ever be screwed with, is if you do something to intentionally harm someone or some type of nefarious evil act, and pretending to know how to heal people who are ill with herbal medicine, and you really don't know what you're talking about, and then you might have a patient that dies or something like that. Serious. I'm not over here telling y'all to do stuff like that. I'm just saying, if you are a master beekeeper with 10 plus years of experience and you want to do some bee removal, go ahead and create you a private membership association and skip all the licenses and permits and all the fees and etc. And you can get to bee removal like tomorrow or today. If you do all the paperwork correctly and you're that quick with it, then you could do it right now, and you can get to making money right now, you know. And if you do have schooling and you know what you're doing with herbal medicine and etc., you've been taught by what, you know, if you have the knowledge, then go ahead. If you got the knowledge and the experience, then go ahead. But otherwise, go to school or learn one way or another. You know what I mean? Take an apprenticeship program or something. But I love y'all. I hope y'all learn something, and I hope somebody benefits from this wisdom, because my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You feel me? And iron sharpens iron. One love, peace, and fortitude.